I found this quote that's absolutely beautiful, but slightly disturbing, slightly conflicting, and I want to talk about it. What's up, Maury Squad? It's your boy Remmorii, and we're back with another video. The quote goes like this: I killed a plant once because I gave it too much water. Lord, I worry that love is violence. It's by this guy named Jose Olivares in a book called Citizen Illegal. I'm not familiar with it. I just found it off of TikTok when I was scrolling, and I thought it was absolutely incredible. The reason why I think it's incredible is because this quote talks about positive intent causing a negative outcome. And it's so interesting, right? Because we have these things that we want to pour our love into. And sometimes things die, things fall apart, things don't always go the way that we think they should. They don't always go to plan. But the nature of that makes us feel like our love, our capacity to give and to share and to be is too much. But that's not the thing, even if it causes a negative outcome. And that's a challenge, right? We go into spaces, we go into friendships, relationships, environments, we go into our crafts, and we are welcoming and ready to give all that we are, all that we have to the experience. But sometimes experiences fall short, and then we tend to blame ourselves for how things have happened. And my biggest question that I want to explore, and I like exploring, is the fear of giving love a reflection of our capacity to love ourselves, or is it a fear of being rejected by others? Ironically, I think it's both things. I think it's a reflection of our own capacity and placing the importance on other people to accept us, to be able to have the capacity to accept our love, which then makes our love feel worthy. But my belief is that our love is worthy regardless if other people accept it or not, if other people understand where we're coming from or not, if other people see the vision or not. Our love, our capacity to give and to grow is very much well worthy regardless of how things turn out. And the idea that I love the most is that instead of trying to give too much water to a plant that can't sustain it, might as well just find a plant that needs that amount of water. Because it's not the plant's fault that it has restraints for it to need to blossom and grow. That's just the way that it's built. The same way that we're built with an extended capacity to give. Sometimes we just may be pouring into the wrong people, into the wrong things, into the wrong places. But that doesn't mean that our capacity to give is wrong. It's just the environment is not suited for us. And that doesn't villainize the environment. That doesn't villainize us as the people with the capacity. It just is a misalignment. And I feel like it's so easy to label that sense of tension, that sense of misalignment as things being wrong, as we're wrong, as they're wrong for us, or this is wrong for me. It's more so that we're just not aligned. We're not in sync, and that's okay. We may sync up later. We may never sync up again. But in this season of my life, I need to find things that are aligned with who I am. After watching a movie called Incredibles, which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with, there's this idea that I love about Mr. Incredible and how the true demonstration of his power ends up becoming in restraint. You see it on when he's at a dinner table and he's cutting the plate and he's getting more and more frustrated and he's cutting it faster and faster and faster and the plate breaks. And that idea of how you showcase your strength is actually through how much you're able to hold back. But I do not think that same thing applies to love. In this quote where it talks about, I killed the plant once because I gave it too much water. Lord, I worry that love is violence. Like, it's not the amount of water that they're giving that's the problem. It's the fact that the plant doesn't require that. That doesn't mean that the way you move through the world should require you to restrain who you are, to restrain your love and your capacity. What it requires is for you to find a plant, to find a craft, to find people that have the capacity to hold your love. Because your love and your ability to give and to be who you are and to show up in spaces fully and authentically as you is never a problem. It never has been a problem. I think the only problem is the ability to see clearly and to discern whether these environments are for us. And sometimes when we're even approaching a new hobby or a new skill or a new craft or a new friendship, a job, a relationship, sometimes we limit ourselves. We dim our own lights because we don't want to shine too bright, thinking that our light will blind other people and hurt their eyes, and it will be our fault. That's the violence aspect that this quote is talking about. And this quote floored me because I'm like, yeah, like my yearners out there, my passionate people out there, we know how it feels like to be the ones who are giving and giving and giving. And it's not even coming from a place of exhaustion or oversharing or overgiving. It's just there's a deeper sense of capacity. There's a wider tank that we have to be able to pour into people that isn't always held. Like someone's cup may be small where your water pours out and you feel like the water's wasted. But we should be looking to identify people who have bigger cups to hold the amount of water. So the gift that we're giving actually lands, because the gift is never the problem. It's, are we giving the right gift at the right time to the right person? Where is our gift supposed to be poured into? Are we pouring into cups that no longer serve us anymore? Because we've grown, our capacity, our water tank is now bigger. We have more water to give, and now we're overflowing. And sometimes people can see our overflow as excess, like being too much, but that's not the case. It's not that it's excess, it's that we've cultivated, optimized our lives in a way where we're able to grow, to be able to extend, to be able to give more to the world, because that is what the world requires from us. That's the gift that we were given, to pour back into the world, to keep the cycle going. It's like a water dam. It's not supposed to be backed up, but it's a flowing river that the water keeps flowing and pouring to create that sense of energy and renewness in the world. And that's us, right? That's our goal, our desire, our yearning for the love that we have inside of us to be given freely without feeling like we're being too much. And that's why I love this quote so much, because it's not the plant's fault, it's not our fault, it's the perception on how we look at love that becomes the challenge, whether it's to our craft and looking for that equal and equivalent exchange and like, well, I poured in this and I'm not getting it back out. But I really like the idea that even in the practice of pouring into the wrong people, you're still practicing giving your love. So when someone, something, the thing, the place, the environment matches up, you don't have to train yourself on how to give. You've been doing that your entire life. All you have to do is practice the art of continuing to give, to refine the amount that you give, to give more freely, more unabashedly, so that the environments can actually grow because you've been feeding it as you should be. And I love that idea so much, and which is why this quote floored me, because sometimes it feels like, wow, like nobody's doing what I'm doing. Nobody has the capacity that I have. Nobody understands my depth, my yearning, my capacity. And it feels like we paint the world. It's very easy to paint the world as a villain, to paint ourselves as a villain, and to have that sense of tension and butting heads and that violent nature of feeling like love is a threat. Like there isn't a sense of safety that we have, that we're able to offer the world, where when we pour, we'll be able to be poured back into. But I think this season, for all my yearners, passionate people out there, my pourers, for this season to be about learning how to give our gifts as overflow. Not that it's coming where we're feeling depleted, but to continue the practice of giving. And I really love the idea that it's better to cast a wider net than to sit on a boat with a fishing rod with one line when you want to catch fish. You're going to get a fish either way, but the amount of fish that you get is directly connected to your capacity to throw a wider net. And yeah, of course, in that net, there's going to be debris and garbage and plastic and water bottles that come in. Like when we make ourselves more visible to the world, we're going to attract attention that we don't necessarily want. But when we look at the net and it's in our hands, we have the ability to take things out. And it's a lot easier to have more of an abundance when we're casting a wider net to remove things than it is to continually throw the line back in one at a time, making more calculated decisions of like, ooh, maybe this will do well, or having that sense of hesitation because we're only doing it one step at a time, when that's not the type of fisher we were meant to be. Some people are good at fishing that way, but for us, like that feels like not what we're made to do. That doesn't feel like an immersive experience to sit on the edge of the boat and only fish one fish at a time. Like we have developed the strong enough shoulders and the strong enough arms to be able to cast such a wide net. And I think that's the most important part. So thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Leave any questions that you have or any videos that you want to see. But thanks for coming. Really appreciate you.